And that's why we have the same bullcrap. And guess what? We got BS mofos in the Republican Party, too.
Mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, is under intense scrutiny after she was abroad visiting Ghana when the wildfires broke out in the city. She was seen returning to the country at the city's airport, where she refused to comment on the situation.
Fire chiefs say that they're really stretched to the limit and running out of water. What have you got to say to that? Have you no response to that? Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position?
First off, let me start this video by sending my condolences to those who have lost their lives in the California wildfires. And I also want to send prayers to the survivors who have lost their homes, who may have lost loved ones, who have lost their property, who have lost everything. So I just want to start by sending my condolences to those who have lost their lives and my prayers to those who are surviving, dealing with the aftermath. But the fact of the matter is, this all could have and should have been avoided. As a matter of fact, this is another glaring example, and I don't care whether you're Republican or Democrat. The facts are the facts. This is another glaring example of what happens when incompetent leadership is responsible for dealing with people. And it just so happened that these incompetent leaders are Democrats, just like in New York, just like in many other states where we've adopted some of these woke policies that are costing people their lives. Now, LA Mayor Karen Bass decided it was a good idea for her to go to Ghana. While reports of these fires were already coming across her desk, she goes to the inauguration of the Ghanaian president. Now, you tell me what relevance the mayor of LA being at the inauguration of the president of Ghana would do, or how it would benefit her constituents in LA. It won't. And as a matter of fact, we see what happens when you're asleep at the wheel. So in LA County, do you know, as a matter of fact, Elon Musk just posted a picture. There's a 117 million gallon container that catches the water that pours from the north that would be able to support those counties where the fires have broke out. But do you know what Gavin Newsom and the woke politicians in California did? They decided that the preservation of the smelt fish was far more important. So what they did, they diverted the water, sending it right back into the Pacific Ocean, which is why when you hear those reports of no fires in the hydrants, no air support dumping water and things on the fire to put it out, that is due to the fact that there was no water available for them to use. So people had to stand and watch their houses burn. Firefighters with tears streaming down their eyes are watching neighborhoods burn while they stand there with fire trucks that are useless. And speaking of fire trucks, the LA Fire Chief, she made it known that there's 100 fire engines on the ground that are inoperative. You know why? Because they're understaffed and they don't have mechanics that could have fixed them, that could have been out there helping out. And so this whole thing is funny because Gavin Newsom, who he was the one person that gave me concern when Trump was stepping out of the race. You know why? He is a slick snake oil salesman. He reminds me of Christian Bale, who played Batman, but he also played in a movie called American Psycho. Clean-cut, successful businessman who was doing some horrible things to people at the end of the night while portraying this, great citizen, great businessman, smart, handsome, attractive, good guy when he was a mobster. Gavin Newsom can smile and show his teeth while lying. And remember something, even a dog shows his teeth before it's supposed to bite you. But what happened was, while he was playing politics, a woman who's a member of the media just happened to be driving through and they spotted him. And she ran down on Gavin Newsom and was pouring her heart out. And do you know what he did? Matter of fact, if you didn't see it, check this. Even if you did, just see it again. Watch what he does and watch how he gets caught. And another one of his lies while this woman is pouring her heart out to him. Check this out.
Then Rachel spots a face she recognizes.
Is that Gavin Newsom? That's the governor. That's the governor. Governor, I live here, governor. That was my daughter's school, governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is being criticised by some for water mismanagement as hydrants ran dry while fires multiplied.
So I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now. And it's to immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be. Has to be. Of course.
What are you going to do?
I'm doing
to fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally. You know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
Now, typically, the liberal media, whenever they have a Democrat politician that's doing a press conference or an interview, we all know it is softball. They don't want to ask any questions that could make this person look incompetent, be uncomfortable, but let it be a Republican. Man, they're throwing daggers, they're throwing knives, they're throwing spears. They got everything ready. But for the first time, especially in LA, this reporter asked Karen Bass a question about why, as he sat there with his own 2 eyes, why was there no support? Why was there no firefighters? And when they did show up, why was there no water? And watch how she tries to pacify him with this BS blanket answer. Check this out.
Yeah, Josh Haskell, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Mayor Bass, I've been on the fire lines the last 2 days. I've never seen firefighters this desperate. At fire hydrants, water not coming out, the pressure so low, the number one tool that they use to fight these fires, not there. How frustrated are you about that? And also, I'm getting texts right now from the Palisades Highlands community. We're almost 48 hours after this fire started. There's not resources up there. The hydrants aren't working. Where's the National Guard? Where are miles and miles of water tenders? How are we addressing this?
Well,
your reaction?
First of all, you asked me, was I frustrated by this? Of course, because we all know that this has been an unprecedented event. We also know that fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation, and that the number one problem, especially on Wednesday, was the fact that we weren't able to do the air support because of the winds. And so, of course, I am absolutely frustrated by that. I am not sure that is correct, that there are no resources up there, but rest assured, as soon as we are done here, I will follow up on that.
But those homes, the first day and a half, there were homes up there that had been protected by the fire. And then I went up there yesterday and there were
that had been protected?
That it basically had been saved. Obviously, the fire's moving different directions, but when I went up there yesterday, there were not a lot of resources. We drove around, and then I know that things got worse up there. I'm just wondering, now that we move 48 hours past, how are we addressing these water problems that are continuing? And is it acceptable that they continue?
Well, let me just say that the water problems are a little better now because the winds are such that we can go up and have the air support. And you know that that was the reason that the devastation was so bad. The unprecedented wind, the strength of the wind, and the fact that the air support could not go up.
And if Chief Crowley wants to.
Now, what always happens whenever there's an issue, I don't care if it's the police chief, the fire chief, whoever the chief is of a particular agency, when there's a problem, that chief or that person takes the heat and protects the mayor, the governor, the senator, if they need to. Okay. And so in this, you hear Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom saying, we don't know what happened. We've got to get to the bottom of this. We got to do some research. Whoa. How fast we forget. Gavin Newsom, back in 2019, Donald Trump went to Gavin Newsom and said, hey, listen, you all been having these issues. I went to the Department of Commerce and got it approved for you to be funded to be able to catch that water coming down for the north, store it, take care of your people. You know what Gavin Newsom did? He shot it down, laughed Trump off. We don't need that. And guess what? Trump was right. As a matter of fact, Trump has been right about a whole lot of things that's been going on that the media told us, oh, you're crazy. Remember, the border was closed. Remember, the economy was good. Remember, inflation was transitory. What else was it? Remember, crime is down. Remember, Joe Biden is perfectly sane. Kamala is competent. All these things that are a complete lie. Now we expect that in California, everybody's just going to start telling the truth. Bullcrap. When that lady ran down on Gavin Newsom like that and put him on the spot, you know what he did after that? He decided he had to try to save face. So then they do this Zoom call where he actually is on with the president, Joe Biden, who's also been doing all types of crap except for the right thing. The only thing he's trying to do is he's walking out the door, he's trying to screw it up. Seems like his motto is, if I can't run it, I'm going to wreck it. And so they do this Zoom call, Spectre. Check this out. And then, like I was saying earlier, typically the chief eats it to protect the mayor and the governor. But see, this LA fire chief, she knew what was coming down the pipe because she was already catching heat from being the quote unquote first DEI hire. Okay, they said, oh, she checked all the boxes. They spoke about everything except for her skill as far as when it comes to leading people and her expertise when it comes to retaining, controlling, and putting out fires. And she may be extremely qualified. But their main focus was on checking all the boxes. She's a woman. She's a lesbian. I'm not sure of her religious beliefs, but I wouldn't doubt it if she turned out to be an atheist or something. Well, whatever it is. And like I said, I don't know that to be true. I'm just throwing it out there. But they kept saying she checked all the boxes, checked all the boxes, checked all the boxes. So now here's this catastrophe. And we got the DEI hire, their words, not mine, that have been placed in this spot. And so they're saying, oh, we don't know what happened. We got to check and see what's going on. This is what Gavin and Karen Bass are doing. Well, that fire chief said, oh, no, they trying to set me up and get me caught up in the do-low twist. I'm not going to let them do this. So what she did is she broke the tradition. When the media asked her a question, she told the truth in California, in LA, in front of a camera to the liberal media. And when they asked her about was there water in the hydrants, and they asked her flat out, did the city support you or did they leave you hanging? And what she said, she deserves a pat on the back because she put her head on the guillotine waiting for them to chop it off. And you know that they're coming. Check out what she said.
Chief Kristen Crowley, I believe the anchors wanted to ask a question.
Yes,
had some comments.
We do, Gigi. If you could please ask her regarding the Times article that came out that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was closed to repairs and it was empty. 117 million gallons of water could have been used in this fight.
The question is about the Santa Ynez Reservoir being empty. There's been a lot of questions about that.
Sure. So my stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water.
Ooh. So you know after that, Karen Bass was steaming. Gavin Newsom steaming. How could she fall out of line and not do what everybody else does, which is parrot what we want them to say? No, she let it be known. There is no support. There is no water. I have been asking. They did cut our budget by $17 million, which the media is trying to lie and say didn't happen. And you got people on CNN like Abby Phillips and some of these other folks that are supposed to be journalists, supposed to be neutral journalists. And what are they spending their time doing? Bringing up the fact that Donald Trump called out that it was Gavin Newsom's fault. Yes, he is the head person in that state. And now they say, oh, he's politicizing it. But every time there's a pew out there, guess what they do? Politicize it and try to attach it to some Second Amendment that they're trying to strip away. Every time there's a fight or somebody gets jumped on, what do they try to do? Politicize it, aka Jussie Smollett, Juicy Smollett, well, however you want to pronounce it. So what the left means when they say, oh, Trump is politicizing it, no, it means that he's holding somebody accountable. Look at Biden, look at the Biden administration. Through the wars, through the open borders, through the inflation, through the economy, through the horrible Afghan withdrawal, not one person has been fired. Not one person has been held accountable. The attempts on the president, Donald J. Trump's life, nobody was fired. Well, she was the head of the Secret Service, was allowed to step down, but she wasn't terminated. Trump is calling it out because the people are sick of these politicians who stand up there like Gavin, smiling and showing the teeth with the hair slicked back and got that good look on his face. all while holding his hand behind his back with his 2 fingers crossed. While his people get screwed over, while they pander to the Chinese, they pander to the woke transgender communities. They pander to every single thing except for focusing on the people, the constituents, the people that pay their salaries, the people that selected to put them in charge. So we, the people, have got to take our power back. This is why we no longer need politicians running these cities, states, and government. We need businessmen who have taken an idea and built it up to something that has last, that takes care of people, provides a service, that leads men and women. A politician doesn't build or create anything, nothing. But yet, because they smile and put on a suit, we elect them. And that's why we have the same bullcrap. And guess what? We got BS mofos in the Republican Party too. Call them rhinos. That stand up there and act like, oh, I'm conservative, I support this. But really behind the scenes, they doing backdoor deals with the Democrats. Because at the end of the day, it's not about us constituents, it's about them. And what they do out of 100 topics, so out of 100% of the things that's on the table, they'll choose to disagree on 1, maybe 2 things that are highly emotionally triggering. But the other 98 things, they all in agreement. You don't get to a $35 trillion debt without Republicans and Democrats agreeing to destroy it. Because guess what, y'all? The president doesn't make laws. The president doesn't make money, doesn't print money. Congress does that. Congress has that power. So when we see all this money going out, this inflation, all the president can do is make a request or veto something. But Congress is who does it. So we need more business people in Congress, in the Senate, because we sick and tired of this dog and pony show. It's like they wanted Trump to talk a certain way and shouldn't do this. No, the man says what's on his mind, where you know where he's coming from. And that's the type of leadership we need. Not the type that you just know they're lying to you. And now you're sitting there stewing and panicked out because you really don't know what's coming. Think about the people that thought Trump was really going to prison. The people that really thought that what happened wasn't going to happen. They believed the media. Think of the people that thought, oh, like Joe Scarborough say, F you if you don't agree that Joe Biden's the best that he's ever been. These people are nuts. And now you got folks in LA and it's cost them their lives. And so listen, we got more videos that's coming. The next video I'm about to put out is about how Joe Biden, behind the scenes, as he's in the last days of the White House, do you know how many illegal immigrants he's granting legal status so that Trump and ICE can't deport him? This man is doing everything he can on the way out to freaking wreck everything. Just like they put a ban on offshore drilling for 619 million acres. Do you know how much that is? All that liquid gold, that oil that's under there that could help our country. But Joe Biden's motto is, if I can't wreck it, if I can't run it, I'll wreck it. So if he can't run it, he just wants to wreck it. And we're going to do a video on that. I appreciate you for stopping by the channel. Right here is Selling for Success. We discuss sales strategy and current political events. And so on this channel, not only do we discuss sales strategy, but we also keep it real on current events, what's going on politically and business-wise. Because people are talking about, oh, you want to keep business and politics separate. You can't. They're tied in, because what's happening politically in our country definitely impacts what's happening economically when it comes to the job market and corporate America. And so on this channel, I give you both. So if you like the information, man, please hit that like button, because that like button is like currency. I won't ask you for a cash app. I won't ask you for a super chat, but I do ask for a like because it helps other people see it. Also, if you aren't subscribed, hit that subscription button. And by all means, make sure that you remember to check out Selling for Success sales training platform. If you're in sales, especially automotive sales, you're looking for ways how to convert more customers, build better business, to be able to drive more leads, just to be able to start having fun where you are and maximizing on your opportunity you have to earn, click that link. Check out Selling for Success, the sales training platform. Thousands of people are grateful that they did, because it immediately transformed how they get it done at their store. So again, I digress. I'm Ryan Maxwell. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the top.